Hi YouTube, this is a free extract from my larger Illustrator Advanced course. You can check that out on bringyourownlaptop.com. Also, there's a link in the description for the exercise files. Those are free to download, so go and download those. All right, enjoy the video. Hi there, in this video we're going to use the very best creation tool in all of Illustrator, in my opinion, the Shape Builder tool, to make this whale circly splash thing. All right, let's go and build it now in Illustrator. All right, so first up, let's work out what the Shape Builder does or replaces. It's the Pathfinder tool. We love to hate the Pathfinder tool, right? I want to join these shapes up or knock them out, and you end up kind of like, you can only select only 2 at a time. You have to do some copying and pasting and have versions, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna click on this one, not the one, undo. Have everybody done that? Or is it just me? I do the undo, click on them all, see which one works, and then it can take a while, right? So this tool replaces that. Goodbye, you guys. Hello, whale. Let's draw you with the Shape Builder tool. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like we did with the Pathfinder tool, have 2 shapes and kind of cut them out, but we can do multiple shapes and there's some great perks. You might have already used the Shape Builder tool and that's okay. I'm going to try and go into a bit more advanced techniques here. So let's get started with, I'm going to grab the Ellipse Tool. I'm going to have no stroke and I'm going to have a black fill, and I'm going to start in the center, kind of hold down the Option key and Shift to start from the center. If you're on a Mac, sorry, I'm on a Mac. If you're on a PC, hold down the Alt key and Shift and start dragging. You can go and start from the center. It's not perfect. I'm going to use my arrow keys just to tap it around. That's kind of a good start. So I want to draw a line across there. I'm just going to grab my line segment tool. I'm going to click, hold and drag. You could use your pen tool, doesn't matter. Cool, that's kind of it. And maybe the next thing I'll do is, I guess I want this big kind of like rolly wave kind of fern type thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I would build it. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this. And if you use Command F, okay, there it is there, or Control F on a PC, it pastes it back exactly where it gets it. Okay, so I use that often rather than copy and paste, because watch this, copy and paste just puts it in the middle of the window. Bad. So Command F on a Mac, Control F on a PC. Now what I want to do is, actually I'm going to use my arrow key. I want to kind of try and line up that, probably have to make it a little smaller, holding Shift. And what I want to do is, you're looking up in this area here, I'm just trying to get some sort of nice curve. We could use the width tool, okay, but we're using the Shape Builder tool because I reckon it's going to do probably a better job, only because I want to keep this complete circle absolutely nice, okay. I don't know, the design kind of calls for this round whale to be all in this round bit. Okay, so I've got that bit. Let's start with that actually, and I want to lob that bit off. So I'm just going to use the line segment tool, and I'm going to say, just draw a little line through here. So I'm going to select it all with my black arrow. And what I might do just to make it easier for you guys is on my layers panel is turn it off to see what we're doing. So if you've never used the Shape Builder tool, be prepared. This thing is awesome. There it is there. Hard to describe that one, right? That's the icon, Shape Builder tool. And what we want to do is there's 2 kind of modes. There's adding and subtracting. So in this case, down the bottom here, I want to add this bit. Okay, so all I did was click, hold and drag across and join these 2 bits. Cool, and I want to add that bit down there. Okay, so we've kind of made that one solid shape. You can imagine using the Pathfinder tool, there'd be lots of undos. Now I want to slice these bits off. So what I did was I hold down the Alt key on a PC or the Option key on a Mac. Okay, and you can see that our cursor gets a little minus there. So I'm just going to drag across it, drag across you, drag across. You can see how cool and quick and easy it is. Okay, so I've built that first little part now. I'm going to turn on that layer again and let's start doing the rest of it. So I'm not going to build every single thing with just shapes. There's a couple of curves in here I'll probably use the Curvature Tool for. Let's do the hard stuff first. So you can move on if you're getting bored of this. So what we'll do is we'll join this little circle up the top here. Okay, so I'm going to grab the Ellipse Tool. I'm going to draw a circle, starting in the center there. Now, a cool little shortcut is when you're kind of getting things lined up, it can be a little hard when there's a stroke weight on it. We've got a stroke weight of 1, I think. But if you hit Command Y on a Mac or Control Y on a PC, I'm also going to turn the background layer off, and it just gives you a really fine kind of detail. So the long way is under View, and it's called this one here, Pixel Preview versus not pixel preview, outline there is at the top there versus GPU preview. Okay, so that's the thing we toggle between. Use that one all the time. Okay, Command Y or Control Y. So I'm going to go back in, and what I'm looking to do is just get this thing kind of close to here. It's never going to be perfect. I'm just trying to grab the edge and get it kind of like touching here, so this curve is going to look nice. Then I'm going to select both of them. I don't have to come out of our wireframe outline mode to keep using the width tool. Now, width tool is one, I say the width tool. I might say that a couple of times in this course. I don't know why. I say that all the time. It's the shape builder tool. Okay, so it's Shift M. It's one of those shortcuts. Write it down. It's actually one of those ones you use all the time. Okay, so I'm going to click, hold, and drag across all these guys, and you'll notice along here, it's done a pretty good job at lining this up. I'll do one more and see if I can't fix it. Okay, so, or I can't make that look a little worse, so I can show you how to fix it. So that's all looking okay. Command Y. And let's look at this. I should have really had that on to draw that circle. I'm okay with that. My drawing room is just a hand drawing. So what I'd like to do here is I'd like this to kind of join, join up to this bit. So let's grab the, I'm going to do it with two ellipses again, and we're going to be able to use our corner options, which is cool. So I'm going to draw a circle roughly in the center here using my tricks, get it roughly the right size. That feels about right, maybe a little bit bigger. Cool, I'm going to have another circle. Okay, it's going to be a lot smaller to get that kind of inside radius. Now I'm just banging it around, trying to figure out, it needs to be a bit smaller. There's times where the smart guides can be a little painful at the moment. I'm going to leave them on. I'm just using my arrow keys just to tab it around. Cool, so I want this kind of to line up here. And what I'll do is, actually I'll make it even a bit smaller. And I'll have this, when I say a bit smaller, I want this kind of corner. You can see here, it just kind of corners in, and I want it to be smooth. And that's where our corner options are going to help. So you quit messing about, Dan, and just do it. Okay. So I'm going to lob it off probably about here. Cool. I'm going to grab all three of these guys. Okay, with my black arrow. Remember, Shift M is our cool tool, and I'm going to drag you guys to join them up. Okay, I want to minus that. Goodbye to you, drag you across. So I've kind of got rid of lots of bits. Now there's this kind of junk going on here. So I'm going to go Command Y just to see what's going on. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to drag across these two guys to join them up, and I'm left with this. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my Y arrow, and remember those corner options? Okay, this is where this is super handy, right? So I'm going to click on just this point here, and I'm going to tidy it up. Okay, and you notice, can you see it kind of like just flows it around a lot more? So that happens quite a bit. A nice easy way to kind of fix those terrible joints. I could fix this one. I don't want to in this case because, you know, but it's just an easier way than you've probably done it before, and you've spent ages with pen tools and anchors and trying to delete bits, and oh man, pain. So that's your handy tip. Let's continue. Any other hard bits? We're going to do the circle thing again here. What other hard bits? Be the same thing here with the corner option. Let's do that one next before we do that. Okay, so I'm going to draw and try and match these two ellipses roughly. Yeah, a bit bigger. Something like that. Cool. Command C for copy, Command F for paste in place right over the top of it. Make it a bit bigger. Get this curve. That feels okay. Cool. Select both of these guys. Shift M. I'm going to minus that bit, join these guys here, join you, get rid of that bit, join these. And if you've forgotten the shortcuts already, sorry about that, it is Alt for PC and Option for Mac to minus. Otherwise, it just works by joining. Cool. We're going to grab our arrow tool, and down here, I'm going to click on just this point, and I'm going to tidy that up. You can see how nice. It's even a perfect circle. Look at that. Handy. Same thing is going to apply to this. We're going to draw that with a curvature tool. Let's draw, this is probably the last thing that will be useful for you before I start actually just filling it in. I'm going to grab my my curvature tool. Now curvature tool has a really weird shortcut. I use it all the time, but it's a really hard one to learn. It's Shift and apostrophe. Okay, so I think it's apostrophe. I think that's what you call it. If you hover above it, it is Shift plus that little ticky thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's apostrophe. So shift in that, and I'm going to draw through it. Okay, because if I get close to this, it's going to try and join it. And remember that shortcut we had before? If I select it with my black arrow and go Command 2, it locks it. If you're on a PC, it's Control 2. Now I can go back to my Curvature Tool, and I can click once there, and I'm going to click once there, and I'm probably just going to go through. I'm not going to do this eye in one go. I'll cut that out with a circle. So I'm going to go to about there, and then I want to go down to about, and you can see it's locked, but I can still kind of follow that path, which is really nice. Okay, so about there. Totally missed it though. Okay, let's bring him down. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Cool. Black arrow, click off in the background. I'm going to unlock them all. For some reason my shortcut doesn't work. So object, unlock all. They're all unlocked. I can select them, Shift M, and actually I don't really need to like change him. Okay, if I click on him, at least he's another shape now. If I grab my black arrow, this guy here is a separate shape, so I can color it later. So I might just do that now. Don't worry about this little spickly line. We'll do that in a sec. Actually, just do that now. So he's part of this thing here. So what ends up happening is the line's trying to go through here, and it doesn't know what to, well, when it gets to the edge, it's going like all the way out and all the way bent to give it a nice pointy edge. If you don't want that, I don't really mind it at the moment because I'm probably going to get rid of the stroke, but you might not. So with it selected, go to Properties, go to Stroke, and you've got options along here for the way the corners are handled. At the moment, it's got this kind of miter join, which is the spiky thing. I can round it off, which might be 9, or I can kind of bevel it off, which gives it a hack at the end. It's hard to tell. You got to zoom right in and use this tool to see what happens. But have a play around with them, see which one will work for you. All right, let's tidy up a few bits and pieces. Let's draw the little fin here. I'm gonna use my shortcuts. Shift apostrophe. Remember, double click for a corner, click once for a curve, click once for a curve, double click for a corner, click once for a curve, once for a curve, once for a curve, and then actually, you really want to hit double click right for a corner. It's just one click to kind of finish the thing off. And am I happy with it? Yeah, sometimes turning the background layer on and off. It's good enough. All right, let's slice out these circles. All right, I'll use you, I'll duplicate them, and I'll use the same one across here. Now duplication is black arrow while I'm dragging it, holding down the Alt key on a PC or the Option key on a Mac. Okay, the smart guys is battling with me. I'll just tap it up with my arrow key, select all of you guys, Shift M, and I'm gonna say, I would like to join all you guys up. And I want to hold down the Option key on my Mac or the Alt key on my PC to delete all those guys. Now there's a couple of things. There's this thing up going up the top here, and I feel like I want to go and redo it so that, because it's doing not what I said, it's kind of not lining up. So, I want to go back and look like a professional and know exactly what I'm doing. But I'm going to leave it in here because you might run into the same problem. How to fix this? No idea. Okay, but we're going to just try and make it do it again. So I've just selected both of them, gone back to my shape builder tool, join them up. You can kind of see it still wants to be two separate shapes. I'm not sure what that is. Command Y. No, he's in there. He's looking good. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, let's ignore it for the moment, and we'll go and color this thing and see if it runs into any more problems. So let's do the circle here. We'll start in the center, about there. I trim these off way too early. If you're doing yours and following along, don't trim them this early, okay? Because I have to move my curves up around. That's all right. Remember, Command Y to go to outline. And we're just going to get this to... Now, I'm going to leave that little bump in there to show you how to fix that. It's a cool way of doing it. So, Command Y, Shift M. Okay, oh, that's doing the same thing. Be interesting. All right, so what I want to do is kind of tidy these up. So I'm going to grab my pen tool, and there's a couple of corners I want to get rid of. I'm going to go back to my outline view, Command Y or Control Y on a PC. So I want to get rid of these guys. So with the pen tool, nothing selected. It's got the minus, right? It just kind of does that by itself. I don't want to get rid of that one because he controls a lot of this. I'll get rid of you. So now we've got a problem of this kind of flowing along here. So the easiest way to do it is grab the white arrow, click on this guy. He has a handle out this side, but he has nothing on the other side. So the easiest way, or he does, he has a tiny little handle in there. I can't really see. So with it selected, I'm going to go to, is it a curve already? Okay, I'm going to say be a curve. You can see it kind of extends that little guy out, and has it made it perfect? Not quite, but I'm gonna have to do some manual adjustment. Often that little just make it a curve, we'll just fix it right up. I'm gonna say I'm happy enough with it. You might, I'm gonna have to play around with the handles, but this tutorial is getting really long now, so I'm gonna leave it. All right, let's do a couple more of these, and then I'll try and go and fix this by myself and come back. Actually, I'll do that now. Let's see if it's working one last time, and then I'll pause and try and fix it and give you the dealo. All right, so you two join, but you're still separate. Join, still separate. All right, I'm gonna pause it now. I'll be back in a sec, figure it out. Okay. It's got me stumped. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there because you all might run into the same problem. I've never run into it before, so I'm hoping it's just a version problem. How about in the comments, you let me know, did you run into it or is it just me? And then it's just me, I'll leave it. If it's it for everybody, I will contact Adobe and we'll try and figure it out together. All right, so let's look at finishing the last little bits off. Okay, so I'm back from the future. I couldn't work it out when I was originally fixing this video, and I reached out to Adobe and they helped me and made me look like a fool. But I'm back, humble pie. These two things are still separate, remember? Okay, I had that problem. All it is the options in your shape builder tool. If you double click it, you get this options, okay, and it was on gap detection large. I was messing around with that with some other project and I left it on. Turns out it causes that problem. Okay, so turn gap detection off, click OK. Yours is not going to have this problem, by the way, probably just mine. But now with it selected, I can go back to my shape builder tool and everything should be good. Nice, nice. Well, we're going to have both these selected. Phew. I thought we'd still have a problem. Cool. So now they're joined and they stop being separate. One thing you'll also notice that I turned back on was, if I double click, I turned this off previously. This thing here where it says show the cursor swatch preview. I turned it off because it's annoying. It's the thing just above the cursor. See that? If I double click it again, it shows me the coloring just above it. And I find it a bit annoying, so I turned it off. I'm going to turn it back on now. Continue watching Dan floundering. But there's some good tips in there. Continue watching, and now we all know. All right, back to your regular scheduled programming. And we'll do this bit down here. And actually what I'll do is I'll reuse this shape. So I'm gonna drag this across here. I'll show you how I work, right? I'm just gonna slice this bit over here using the line tool, select all of that, my shape builder, goodbye, and goodbye you two weirdos, and I'll get rid of these bits. Cool. So I've got this thing. I should officially go in, like, use the proper flip, but I just often do this. I know you shouldn't, okay, but yeah, just flip it across, especially for these curves. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? You're all gonna know. You're watching. Probably want it to be a bit smaller. Maybe make it a bit bigger. Okay, messing about. We can fix that curve, right? So select both of these guys, Shift M, and I'm going to drag across there, and grab my white arrow, come down to here, and say, you, my friend, needs to be just a bit nicer. Oh, grab the target, not the anchor point. Just try and flatten it out. Now, if you find it doesn't flatten it out really well, okay, you can see there's an anchor point there and there, and they're both trying to kind of do stuff. So what I might do is, this guy here doesn't seem to be doing a whole heck of a lot. So I'm going to grab my pen tool, and by default, it will just try and minus it, which is cool. Now with my white arrow, okay, my direct selection tool, now it gives me a bit more of a nicer curve there. Cool. All right, last little bit here, Curvature Tool. Double click for a corner, click once for a curve, click once for a curve, double click, click once for a curve, once for a curve. And the weird one, when you go back, if you double click here, oh, it does it wrong. Okay, just click it once to kind of finish the line. And that's the weird little thing there. Have I missed anything? Oh, this guy down here. Okay, join you guys up. Let's turn it off, layers. All right, I think it's like color in time, and avoid these guys. Yeah. All right, so let's do a couple of things. I'm going to do some gradient, and I totally move on now because I'm just going to color it in. Okay, you can watch if you like, but I'm just going to color it in. I'm going to turn the background off because I don't need you anymore. I am going to make another layer. Actually, I'm not going to make a layer. I'm going to, you should put layers in, right? But I get in the habit of just grabbing the rectangle tool and filling it with a color and just locking it. Okay, super handy. Oh, well, super quick. Send it to the back. Shortcuts for sending to the back is, at the moment, it's way above my whale, right? If I can, with it selected with pretty much any tool, I can hold Command Shift and hit the first of the square brackets. So look at your keyboard, just next to P, there's a square, the first square bracket. Okay, so that's Command Shift square bracket, sends it all the way to the back. If you're on a PC, it's Control Shift in that first square bracket. And the second square bracket brings it to the front. Back, forward, all the way through. Okay, so that's what I want. I'm going to lock it using Command 2, or you can use Control 2 on a PC. I'm going to stop giving the shortcuts because you might be going mad soon, but we'll do it a little bit later on. We've got lots of videos to go. He's in the middle because that's where I want him to be. I am going to give him some fill colors. I'm going to start by selecting it all and just giving it all a fill. Okay, awesome. And now I'm going to, because there's basically only a couple of shapes, I'm going to get rid of the stroke, and that's going to avoid my problem of the joining along the top there. I think could be the solve for it, maybe. And these guys here, I'm going to do a lighter color. Just some sort of lighter color. And this guy here is going to be the same color. Use my eyedropper tool just to select from that. And this guy here is going to be lighter too, just because. Is it cool? Yeah, it's all right. Let's, one last thing I'm going to show you. One last thing. I'm going to show you heaps more. I'm going to put gradients in this thing. Really want gradients. So I'm going to draw a big kind of circle in the background. It's just for show, right? It's just, I want to pick black. Actually, I'll go to my swatches. I'll pick this one. Maybe lower down the opacity. It's just kind of like I guess a look that I want. So I just want to kind of lower it down. Send it to the back. Okay. Send this guy to the back. He's locked, so he needs to come forward one. Okay, and what I could do now is I want to crop it so it's not hanging around the edge. So there's two ways of doing it, right? I can grab a rectangle tool, let's drag it out. Okay, drag it to the edge properly. Select both of them and hit Command 7, or if you're on a PC, Control 7, and that crops it. And that's cool, but you'll end up with this kind of, it's a crop circle, and sometimes that runs into problems, right? So I'll show you how to do it with the Shape Builder tool. You probably can imagine how this is going to work. Shift M, okay, for the Shape Builder tool. I'm just going to delete that bit and that side. Now I'll send him to the back. All right, that's kind of it for what I wanted to do with the whale. Now you would have drawn yours, and yours will look different. You can totally go in a different direction in terms of the flares. You could do the whole thing slightly different, different colors, but I'd like to see it. And I'd also like to find out if you had the same problem with the little joining bits. But yeah, send me, I'd like to see what you've done, either Instagram, Twitter, or here on this platform. Okay, there's an option for posting your projects. All right, happy whale making, not hunting. Hey there, I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. It really helps out what I do. I've got lots of other stuff here on YouTube, so consider subscribing. Also, I want to see what you made. Okay, so you're obviously doing something. Don't be shy. I'd love to see what it is. If you put it up on Instagram, I'd love to, for you to mention me. I'm Bring Your Own Laptop on Instagram, and on Twitter, I'm Dan Loves Adobe. Also, if you like my teaching style and you want more advanced Illustrator stuff, there's the full course. Okay, it's on bringyourownlaptop.com. There'll be a link in the description. Also on Bring Your Own Laptop there's a resources tab, and there's a free cheat sheet in there, free, totally downloadable. It has all the we did the keyboard shortcuts and stuff for Illustrator. It's a PDF, you print it off, stick it next to your computer. It's awesome. All right, continue on. Bye now.